Okay. Okay, so we're going to get started. So we have eight of us on here. And so I think Megan gave you guys some homework for last week. Did everybody listen to that call by Eric Worre? Yeah. If you have not, then I would encourage you to go back and listen to that. That is a call he did. I don't even know now. Maybe he probably recorded that call. If it's the same one I'm thinking, I don't know. A number of years ago. We listened. I remember listening to that several years ago, and it's very, very good. Where he talks about the airplane taking off. If anybody listened to it, if it's, I'm pretty sure it's the same video that we watched years ago, but where he talks about it takes a lot of power, a lot of gas, a lot of fuel to get the thing up. But then once you get it up, then you can let off the gas a little bit and cruise. And so if you haven't listened to that call, then I would encourage you to go back and listen to it. It's actually really worth listening to. And it's called Recruit 20 in 30 Days by Eric Worre. I remember listening to that. It was more than 5 years ago because we were in our old house when Megan and I listened to that call together. So, any questions about the call, or you just want to go ahead and listen to it later? You guys tell me what you want to do. Hello, we need some coffee up in here. What? Everybody need a cup of coffee or what? Okay,
I'll
so
say something.
let's
It's
go, Amber.
it's not about that video, but I did a master class. Like he did a free master class offering thing, so I did that today. I didn't get to listen to all of it, but he was like, "We're gonna start conversations. We're gonna start conversations," and just like he was teaching us through Icon, and he just had a different perspective because we had to work while we were listening to it. So here I am at the gym or like trying to listen to it, multitasking. So I couldn't do the thing. But once I got home, I was able to finish it up. But what he did was like, okay, go just make conversations, not plexus related, with
Mhm.
five family members, then go five close friends, then five people you barely know. And then he was like, go find an accountant. And he went through the alphabet and then go find a baker, then go find a whatever started with a C, whatever started with a D. And it was like, it made 50 conversations so much easier. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't anything you had to think about. You couldn't overthink it. It was just like, it was almost like a game. So just want to throw that out there that it made 50, like I started 50 conversations in the driveway of my house before I went in.
Okay, so I'm going to piggyback off that. I'm going to mention something and then I'm going to kind of go forward with something you said there because it ties into what I am going to talk about today. But so one thing is what as far as like what he's talking about there, like go through the alphabet and stuff, it's making things very practical. And I love it. And so it kind of gives you a target and something to kind of shoot at. And so I love it. And that's why I like a lot of what he has to share. I've always liked Eric Worre back in the day when we read GoPro, however many years ago that was now, probably need to read it again just for some reminders. But one word that you mentioned there is game. It's like a game. And quite honestly, it is. It's a game. You just have to know the rules. Like, and the people who win, whether it's network marketing, whether it's marriage, whether it's finances, whatever it is, the winners usually they know the rules of the game. And so, and you just play it. And so it's really interesting, this thing of network marketing and with Plexus. And I shared a little bit of this at our event we did a couple of weeks ago here at our house. And so I'm just going to share things with you that are on my mind. This isn't something like am just, I'm going to share with you out of the depth of my knowledge and all that stuff. I don't have much knowledge. And so, like, you're not going to get a whole lot. However, I'm going to share with you things I've been thinking about and things I'm learning. And and maybe it will help you in your plexus journey. But one thing is I've been thinking a lot about time, and I've been resetting like not just small goals, but life goals. Like, what do I really want to accomplish? I'm almost 50. Um, I've been able to do a lot of cool things, but like on average, I've got to like 78. So like, okay, so if that's the case, I am going for 100, but if that's the case, then and I got 28 years left, what do I want to do with this time? Like ultimately, what do I want to do? What kind of husband do I want to be? What kind of father do I want to be? A friend? What do I want to accomplish? What do I want to learn? From a financial perspective, what do I want to earn? How much do I want to give? Like I've just been rethinking all of these things. And like I said that night at our house, I was telling people, I'm like, think about your overarching goals in life. What are those? Because plexus, even if it's diamond, okay, plexus diamond, is that great? Yeah, it's amazing. Like it's a great thing, but it's not the main thing, right? Like plexus, as far as a company, as far as a business, as far as opportunities, as far as all the things that plexus affords, it's a tool. And I think we need to keep that in mind. It's not life, but it is a tool to help you achieve the things that you really want to achieve in life. Um, and so, one thing I want to talk about today is from a financial perspective. I know one of the encouragements that Megan's had on this is to be sharing the business opportunity. Okay. And one of the things I want to just touch on is from a financial perspective. Okay, what rank are you going for? For example, if you're going for Emerald, or are you going for Diamond? Are you going for Senior Ruby? But really, the question, I mean, we all have these goals in mind in light of what rank we want to get to. But one thing I really want to touch on is why. Why do you want to get to that rank? And what rank really do you need to be at to achieve freedom? I just want to kind of look at this from a different perspective. Like, okay, Diamond is awesome. Don't get me wrong. The benefits are incredible, right? The pay is great and all of the stuff. The trips are great. But really, how much do you need to be free? Because that should be the ultimate. Really, my ultimate goal is not a dollar amount necessarily. My ultimate goal is freedom. And so, okay, so what do I need to be financially free? Some of you may not even need to hit Emerald to be financially free. Some of you might just need to make a couple quick adjustments and maybe you're already there and you don't even know it. And so like one thing I want to look at is and encourage you as far as like homework and things to be thinking through is okay. And I talk about this when I talk about goal setting. I talk about being very specific, being very clear in light of your goals, whatever those are. How many points do you want? How many dollars do you want? Whatever the thing is. And I think this exercise will help you determine a little bit more with clarity what your goals really are in life or with Plexus. And so the first thing is like, do you have a budget? I'm not going to ask you to show me your budget by any means, but I'm just asking, do you have a monthly budget? I mean, do you know what your household expenses are each month for everything? Mortgage, insurance, property tax, savings, investing, taxes. I mean, do you have a very clear budget on what your monthly expenses are? And those are going to adjust a little bit sometimes, but you can get a pretty good idea of where you are on a monthly budget. And so one of the reason I ask that is that if you don't have a monthly budget, if you don't really know how much you have coming in, if you don't know how much you have going out, then you really have no idea what you need to be financially free. Like, I'm going to go diamond so I can be free. Well, how much does it cost to go free, to be free? Well, I don't know. Well, let's put some numbers on these things. Let's take a real look at this. Like, if your expenses are 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 a month, I mean, like, we need to know what that is before we can really ultimately set goals. And so, like, one of my goals is personally is for expenses, whatever our expenses are a month, our personal expenses. My goal is to have two times that amount coming in through investments or passive income. So let's say, for example, my expenses are $5,000 a month. They're not. I wish they were. We live in Illinois, so it's like that barely covers my property tax. And so, like, but let's say it's 5,000 a month is our monthly expenses. That covers our whole life. My goal is to have $10,000 a month coming in from investments through whatever interest, through loans, through it could be anything. It could be whatever you want it to be. If I achieve that, I'm literally free. Like, if I can achieve that, then I don't even have to work for money anymore because my money is working for me and it's paying me, and I can just live life and enjoy my time doing whatever I want, which will probably be working because I like to work, but I won't have to. And so the reason I'm bringing these things up is it kind of gets everybody thinking in a different direction. Like, what are my expenses? What is my income coming in? And how much do I need to be free? How much do I really need? Like, if all the Plexus money that's coming in, if I set that aside as like a freedom fund instead of a fund, you know, how much would it really take? What rank would I really need to get to for Plexus to be paying for our life? Like what? So, so anyway, I just wanted you to start thinking like that, and really putting together a really, really clear plan. And one of the things is too is like with whatever your goal is or whatever your dream life is or your expenses are, you may not be as far away from achieving that as you think. It may not be as far off as you really think it is if you really put the numbers down. And that's encouraging. Like, that could be really encouraging. And the cool thing is Plexus as a tool can help you achieve those things. But again, Plexus isn't like the life or the God or the whatever. It's just a tool that can help you achieve what it is you really want to do in life. Does that make sense, what I'm trying to say? So for me, the first thing that I would encourage you to do is to put, if you don't have a legit budget, put one together. You can find them online, even through Dave Ramsey. I'm sure you could find I can actually I just printed one of these off for my son um, this morning. And so we're working on that together. And so one of the things I can put that maybe in a chat thread, maybe the Ruby and above chat thread, I can put a copy of that in there and just print it off and just honestly start putting all the numbers on there and just really look at it and look at, what is our income? What is our expenses? What is our debt? How much are we really saving and investing? And just start asking yourself questions like, well, what if Plexus could help us get out of debt? What if we set aside all this Plexus money and started investing that? How long would it take and how big would it need to get to really achieve freedom? Because I'm here to tell you that it's possible. It's possible. And obviously, the higher rank you get in Plexus, the faster you get to achieve the goal, right? The more income you have coming in, if you're saving it, by the way, because that's one of the dangers too of uh, Plexus and network marketing is you start getting this extra income, which is awesome, but it just goes out as fast as it comes in, sometimes faster. And so, if that's the case, then it's like, okay, how do we slow this down? And how do we really use Plexus? How do we master Plexus? How do we master the income that we're getting in off of Plexus to really achieve freedom? Um, so I would just encourage you to start thinking through that and really put that budget together. Um, that's one of the things I wanted to talk about today. Let's see. Does anybody have any questions about any of that? Budgets or any of the things I had mentioned so far? Is my goal really to not help people be diamonds? If you want to be a diamond, awesome. Then let's do it. But my ultimate goal is to really help people achieve freedom. And whatever that is, I don't know what that is for you. Everybody's story is a little bit different. But really finding out what that is and really hammering down specifically what that looks like. Because if we don't change behavior, financial behavior, then all the money you get as a diamond will just go, you'll just spend it. Trust me, I know. The income goes up. It's like, well, we can buy one of those. We can buy two of those, whatever. Um, but there's a better way, and that better way is to really be a master, to master your Plexus business and to master your Plexus income. Make it your slave, um, to help you achieve the freedom that you really want. Anybody have any questions on any of that? Anybody on their edge of their seat thinking, what in the world is he even talking about?
No,
Anybody?
I love the practical side of it. I love having the numbers in it so I can see it, the debt go away or see it.
Mhm.
I just put our Plexus money in like a separate account. And so I like seeing it grow.
Yeah,
That's kind of fun.
yeah,
But to be honest, like with my daughter, like it was an unexpected surgery she's going to have out of the country. And like if I didn't have that Plexus money,
yep.
like that's a huge chunk that if we hadn't set it aside and
Mhm.
we wouldn't have been,
Mhm.
responsible with it, we'd have to rely on people more, or not even
Yeah,
afford it. So like money stresses me out when I don't have it written down and can see it. And it also makes me not very generous because when I don't see it and I'm stressed and I'm anxious, it makes me feel like I have to hang on to it and it makes me the opposite of generous. And
Mhm.
so I don't want to be that. So when I know the numbers, I'm more generous with it. So
Yeah.
that's my reasoning behind it.
Yeah, and it really helps too. I think um, it'll really help with Plexus goal setting if we know where we are financially and we can really be clear on how much we need and why. Everything becomes more like a game because sometimes if we don't even know where we are on a budget, expenses, we just want to, rank up and all this. But why? But when you really start to dial it all down, like, okay, this is what we're looking for, then you really start, your goals really start to, I don't know, even become a little bit more emotional because, you have an emotional tie because it's like, hey, this is where we're at. This is exactly what we need. And then you can really start just hammering away at it, whether it's saving, whether it's reducing debt, whether it's investing or whatever. Um, And so I just really want people to start to look at that aspect of your life and see what it does for your Plexus goal setting, because I think it will make a big difference. Because I think people a lot of times are setting goals for the next rank, which is great. But it's easy to lose track of that. And it's easy sometimes to, I don't know, when you're thinking like, I just want to be senior Ruby or Emerald, that is awesome. but that can get tiring too. And when it gets hard, even a rank itself is sometimes not enough to keep us engaged. But if we have our life written out, like if I achieve this rank, it can help us sustain this part of life. Like then you start like you're almost naming your goal, not with a rank, but like with real life bills or savings or investments. And um, it just gets I think it makes it a little bit more real. And sometimes I think we're setting goals in our Plexus business. Sometimes I think we're setting goals blindly. We really don't know why we're setting that next goal. And so I think if we take a look at it from this point of view, it may help us. Um, so, any questions on any more of that? And I know maybe some of the questions might be, maybe going through maybe somebody's mind, whether you're watching now or you're watching later on the recording, is like, well, what if, you know, what about the practical side of Plexus? I'm here to tell you, if you're on a Ruby and above call, you already know what to do. Like, like you're a one percenter already. You already know what to do. Like really, the real deeper question is why do we want to go forward? Why do we want to keep doing this? And that's where I think the personal finance side of things and really putting a real number on what you want to do and accomplish can really help you in light of very specific goal setting and achievement and achievement. So let's see. Does anybody have any questions, comments, complaints? We can handle all of it. We can handle all of it. How are things going otherwise? Budget aside, I'll put that form in the I will put that form in the Ruby and above thread. And if you have any questions about that, like I love calculators and numbers and balancing checkbooks. It's like it's the nerd in me that I really, really enjoy. I was just teaching the kids this morning just for out of randomness, not really randomness, but how to calculate a percent growth in an investment. Like, anyway, I love the stuff. I really do. And so, if you have any questions on that budget form, or if there's any way I can be helping you in a practical sense in light of a budget or goal setting or whatever, I'd be glad to be a help to any of you. But other than that, does anybody else have anything? Questions, comments, concerns?
I'm glad Megan's not on because she's going to make me have to work through why I won't post my stories. So,
Oh, actually, she is on.
no, I don't see her. So she's not here.
There's a picture of me and her somewhere on this screen. That's her. She's listening.
She's busy. We don't need to bother her.
She's like Jesus. She's like omnipresent. She's everywhere all the time. You gotta watch it.
Funny.
Yeah, she'll probably give you a loving reminder of that. She's good at that. And so, um, anybody else have anything?
Lisa, do you have your stories posted today?
What's that? Oh, Lisa. Okay.
We both have the same issue, I think.
You know, I'm like happy with myself. I feel like I'm doing a lot, but maybe it's in my brain. I don't know. But you doing good, Amber, because I keep like stealing some of the ideas.
Oh, I love that. That's sweet.
I'm stealing a few. I overthink it too, so I get it. Like I'm trying not to. Like I'm overthinking it. I was listening to her messages back to you today, and they were really good because she was like, and I think I'm kind of like she said, she just like loads a whole bunch sometimes and then gets away. And so I'm trying to like level that out a little bit, but it depends on the day. So sometimes I'm like, bang, bang, bang. And then the next day I'm like, oh, I didn't have anything. I've been trying to do it so that then I can flip the best one of the day into a reel like the next day. And
See,
then
I flip my reels and put them in my story, so I have something like I shoot them up there.
yeah, so I kind of do it the other way, but I've been doing more with Instagram, so I'm pretty happy with myself about that. Like I'm
Good job, friend.
yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you what did it for me last week. My girls are like, oh, they were sick of me at the state fair because I did all the recaps every day of the state fair. Like I did it and it sped up my algorithms. Like it was amazing because people are like plugging into them. And they're like, look at you, influencer, here you go. Like, but it actually was a good learning experience for me just to get more comfortable with the Plexus part of things. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
And that's
I've
another
noticed
thing too. Your
I'm
consistency.
sorry. Go,
No,
Justin.
your consistency, like you're saying, changes the algorithm and how many people are able to see what you're
Mhm.
doing. And so, like, there is a method to the madness of the consistent posting and what you're posting. And so, um, that's a great lesson to learn to see that it changes the algorithm based off your consistency.
Yeah.
And I can
I've
see like my followers and my views are way higher, like doubled, if not tripled on some.
yeah.
But my problem is I don't get a lot of comments except for my, what are you, loyal friends, like on Instagram. Like on Facebook, it's fine. People will comment, but on Instagram, I still have an issue converting people from like you'll have 1,000 views on a reel, but no one's signing up from that. Do you know what I mean? So there's something I need to figure out. Maybe a call to action or something. I don't know. So, but
Yeah, maybe where you can get more interaction on the Instagram side of things. The Instagram side compared to Facebook side, there's two different groups of people. And so
yeah.
it's like, Facebook is obviously more people that I would call more like your warm market friends, family, people that you know or have met at some point, right? And
Mhm.
Instagram's just the Wild West. It's the phone book,
Just
man.
a free
Kind
for
of
all.
crazy. Yeah. And so you have no idea uh, who you're dealing
I
with,
know. And
whatever.
the name, like my name doesn't say my name. So like people would just, you just see their handles. And so you don't know if
Yeah.
they're real
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. And so it's just different. And so I'm working with a young guy who's throwing stuff up on like TikTok and all these just different things. And,
Are you
he's,
going to get on TikTok?
no, probably
I
not.
mean,
No. And so I'm
Hey,
on enough stuff now. I really want to get a flip phone, to be honest. Like that's where I'm at. And so, uh, and maybe I will at some point,
imagine you
but
have to like push the letter 3 times to get
yeah,
the
that's
number
one of
you
my
need.
financial goals actually is everybody wants to get fancier. I actually want to get to a point where I have a flip phone and it's okay. Like I don't need an iPhone. But that guy I'm working with, he will be, I'll have to double check. He might be Fast Start Silver already, but I mean, he has people call like on the Instagram or TikTok side of things, like wanting to sign up from Israel or whatever. And I'm like,
Wow.
so it's just like kind of the wild, and he has no idea who they are or whatever. But
yeah,
there are a lot of people in Plexus who do build their business on Instagram, and they're able to literally
Yeah, I
sell
mean, I signed up for gold.
hundreds.
She was a gold off of a story, and I have
Yeah,
a new California off of a story. She wanted a
yeah.
sample.
And so the thing with Instagram is just different because you have one story or reel that goes viral, and then who decides whether it goes viral or not? I have no idea, but and I know people in Plexus that sign literally hundreds of people a month off Instagram, people they don't know, but they influence them somehow or another. Now, their attrition rate is bad
Mm,
because there's no relationship. So
mm,
there's good and bad with Instagram, same with Facebook. There's good and bad because there is relationship with Facebook. So you might not sign as many, but typically the ones you sign, there is a relationship or a history with. And so it's just two different tools is all it is, like with Facebook and Instagram, and just figuring out how to maneuver both because they are different.
Yeah. I do more posts on Facebook and more reels on Instagram
Mhm.
because that's how it gets seen better.
Yeah. And some of that has to do with age groups too. Like, I don't know. Facebook's for like old people now, I guess. That's something like it's so weird. Like I didn't even have a
It's making a
cell phone
comeback.
not that long ago. Like, and now Facebook is like for old people. I'm like, are you serious? What in the
Yeah.
world? So whatever.
But
My
that's my age category, so I guess that's where my people are.
Yeah. Yeah.
oh,
So
my girls let
whatever.
me know this constantly. Like, and I have stepped into that TikTok thing because I did it.
Yeah.
I've always had one for my brick and mortar, which I really don't have that brick and mortar anymore.
Yeah.
So we had that. So I created another one. And evidently I have another one out there too. That tells you how like difficult it was for me to get it all figured out. Like I
Yeah.
found a third account that I didn't know I had. But anyway, I did those state fair stories in there. And I think I had one Plexus one in there. So since then, I've been flipping my reels. Like I save them and I've been throwing them into the TikTok. But my girls, like, they think Facebook is for old people. Like they're on it. Well, my older one is. And they're constantly, Mom, you're too wordy. Like TikTok, you're too wordy. Like they know. And I'm like, and then they get mad when I ask. I'm like, okay, so is this how I do this? No, Mom, just put this little bit at the Tennessee State Fair or this little bit about the pink drink. Like, so
Mhm.
I'm trying to get better because
Yeah.
and I can see the difference in the first few I did and now like how much I'm getting. And I've had one person reach out to me wanting information on Plexus. And then it just went dead.
Yeah.
Like and that generation doesn't think anything about it. Like they're just like, well, it's fine. Like, whatever. And I'm like, okay, I, I overthink it again,
Yeah.
but it's a little harder than Instagram and Facebook, I think,
Yeah. It's just
yeah.
different. It's just different. But that's the cool thing. You can just keep learning, and there's always something to learn. The algorithms are constantly changing, and so,
Yes.
who knows? Anybody's guess.
That whole like it can take and the girls said that to me, they're like, because McCrae said, Mom, there's one, you could go viral with that, like why aren't you doing that? And I was like, I don't know. Like because I didn't realize that,
Yeah.
there is definitely something with that, but it's figuring that out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, it's all figure outable. The kids are figuring it out, so I'm sure I'm sure we can too.
I like
Um,
phone
I don't
idea.
want to. I don't want to figure out TikTok.
yeah. I'm
That's a
not
lot.
on. I'm not on there. I know some friends of mine who love it and great. I just don't need. I just don't want another. For me personally, I just don't want another social media platform. I'm
Right.
on several already of just even private group type stuff, and that's enough for me.
I quit it several months ago. When I started with my Plexus business and Reiki, I'm like, I don't have time to deal with that. It was consuming more mind time
Yeah.
and I didn't want it. So, and I'll be honest, I've been on there more in this last 7 days, or I would say 2 weeks, but I just do that post and I check if there's anything. And then I'm not looking because it's my brain cannot hold all that information. I listened to Jessica Heffley podcast she did, and she talked about our brains were not designed to hold all that information. And ever since then, I was like, she's right.
Yeah.
She's right. We're not
Yeah.
designed to. So I'm using it, but I'm not plugging into it, like because I just can't hold all that.
Um,
Do you know what I have found more useful lately is I have been doing more Facebook groups
Mhm.
than trying to find another platform, just digging into groups more, and that
yeah.
seems to be beneficial.
Mhm.
I think honestly, I think the key is, and I don't know if society's figuring this out or not, but like we need to get back to just conversations. And so if I think ultimately that's the goal, as whether it's Facebook or whether it's TikTok or whether it's Instagram or whether it's
Andrew, put those back.
whatever platform you choose, it really doesn't matter. I think what we need to really look at is the ultimate goal of, okay, just like Plexus isn't the ultimate goal, neither is Facebook or Instagram or any of these other things. The ultimate goal is what is going to give us opportunity to talk to people. And so if the social media is easy. It's also an easy distraction. And so like, is it helping you start conversations and talk to people? Or is it just like you're spinning your wheels on it? And so I think the ultimate thing is, are you talking to people? And if social media is helping you do that piece, great. If it's robbing you from your opportunity to have actual conversations with people, maybe make an adjustment. I think ultimately you want to talk to people. And so I think just evaluate, like we were talking about a budget earlier, budget your time, and do an evaluation. I mean, is this really helping me talk to people, or is this robbing me from my opportunity to talk to people? I mean, you can still post and leave all your things on there and be consistent, but is it putting me in front? I mean, is it helping my conversations or not? And because there's a lot of people that spend a whole lot of time on social media, which is an amazing tool. Like we live in a period of time where the internet has created more millionaires than real estate. Like, so the internet is a great tool, but it can also be a great distraction. So just evaluate your time. It might be, I don't know. I mean, it just depends on the person, but like make a post and then turn it off and then go talk to people. I say, so just evaluate your time and your effort and really the fruit that it's producing is what I would do. So that's my recommendation. Now, all the social media internet people just had a stroke listening to me say that, but it kind of is what it is. Like, are you talking to people or not? Like, that's really what it boils down to. Some of the greatest network marketers of all time were operating before the internet with a telephone and a phone book. So the ultimate question isn't really, is the internet good or bad? The ultimate question really is, the internet a tool helping you achieve your goals, or is it a distraction robbing you from them? Just my thought. Megan can watch this and correct me later tonight, maybe, but whatever. Everybody has a different perspective. So
No, but I wish I put the pressure on me of like, I love creating content. Like I love writing. I love doing all that, but I don't love messaging people. So I need to like use content as a reward of going, okay, did I have the same urgency I have as, oh, I didn't post today. And I'm like, I need to go, but did I message people today?
Yeah.
It's not fun. So I don't stress about it.
Yeah. I mean, just evaluate what's working, what's not working. And sometimes I've learned with network marketing, for a season, one thing works. And it might not even be anything big. And then without any notice or any warning, it stops working. And so you just have to you have to be able to adjust and just find what works. And so that might be random phone calls. It could be whatever. I don't know. I'd do an email campaign, but maybe it would work. I don't know. Maybe it's the golden ticket. I have no idea. Some of these things you gotta roll with and see what works and what doesn't work. So, all right. Who else? Anybody else have anything? What time is it? 4:43. No. Okay. So recap real fast. So homework wise is just also what Megan mentioned last week, which was the Eric Worre Recruit 20 in 30 Day video. Again, I highly recommend the video. It was a great video when I watched it years ago, and there were some aha moments from that video that I received. Um, and so I would encourage you to watch that. If I remember right, that video maybe, at least the one I remember watching was over an hour, I believe, maybe. I don't remember I don't know if this is if she has a different version or not, but either way, it's worth a listen. Even if you have to break it up into chunks. So that's part of the homework. The other part of the homework is budget, your own personal budget. And the reason for that is not because I'm curious to look at your numbers. You don't have to turn that into me at all. But again, what a personal financial budget can do for you is it can show you exactly where you are with income, where you are with your expenses, and it can ultimately help you set more specific, clear plexus goals to help you really achieve freedom. Because again, if you don't know where you are financially, you really you don't even know what you need from plexus to be ultimately successful in life. Again, for some people, it might be going diamond to achieve your financial goals in life. For some, it might be going gold. I don't know. Like everybody's situation is different. So I would really encourage you. I'll post this in the Ruby and Above chat group. It's just a really basic Dave Ramsey 1-page budget, super simple. But really take some time and go over that. And really take a look at where you are compared to where you want to go in life from a financial perspective, and then just plug Plexus into where it can help you achieve that from a financial perspective. But like I said, a budget will really help you. It'll translate to a more clear goal setting approach. So, ladies, that's all I got. I am going to go get ready for football practice and all the other practices we have going on. And again, if you have any questions about the budget portion or anything like that, feel free to reach out to me and ask. I love budgets. I love goal setting. I love balancing my checkbook. It's just a weird, nerdy gift I got, and so I just roll with it. But feel free to reach out anytime. Did you tell us how to do the budget? Wendy, I'm going to post this sheet in the Ruby and Above thread. It's just a real simple budget to get you started. And if you have any questions with it, feel free to reach out. So, guys, have a great day. Have a great week. And we will talk to you soon. See ya.